All right, we are recording. I got everybody muted out, so if you got any questions, feel free to unmute yourself or send out a chat session message. But welcome to the call. It is February 1st. We are 32 days into the year. We got 333 left. Hopefully you guys have been crushing your goals. I know January was an amazing run for so many people. I know our organization was on fire. 5 sapphires popping. One of those was a second-time sapphire, so now car qualified. I see a couple of folks on here. When you're jumping on, if you don't mind, as long as you are clothed, please turn your video on so everybody can see who's in the group. And for all of those that are taking a look at this, I know we've got so many new people that have joined. This is definitely the place to get plugged into. So as soon as you get started in the business, you want to get launched. And then once you're launched, you want to make sure that you are plugged into Power Hour. And that's where you can learn the basics. This is for the new recruit, the new person that's just recently joined. Somebody still trying to figure out what's going on in the business, or maybe even somebody that's been in for a while. And even with the ones that have been in for a while, they come on for a couple of different reasons. A lot of folks want to just, bone up on some skills, and then others are wanting to learn how to do this so that they can actually teach and continue that. And that's the process of what we do here. So welcome to tonight's call. Appreciate you all jumping on. And again, as y'all are coming on, numbers are swelling up here quickly. Go ahead and turn your video on. That helps tremendously. Lets everybody see who they are working with. The people that are in the same class and getting everything started in this business, figuring it out. And it really helps when people see other faces and knowing that they're in this with them. So as we always do, I like to start off the session by asking for any questions that somebody might have. There are no dumb questions in this. I don't care if the question's been asked before. Each session is so that you have a nice, safe place to come ask somebody that hopefully knows the answer to your question. And this is the place to do it. So if you got any, go ahead and unmute yourself or wave at me frantically. We're already on the 2 pages here, so I don't get to see both pages. We got 25 on one page and a couple on the other. So if you got any questions, go ahead and open it up.
Hey, Casey, it's Virginia.
Hey, Virginia.
Congratulations on doing such a great job on the call tonight.
Well, thank you. Big honor to be on that call. I enjoy it.
Yes. Question. What is the difference between, I know a distributor, but I keep hearing business partner?
Yep, so they changed that. Mr. Kirk Hansen wanted to name it what he thought it actually was. So it used to be called a distributor. You also hear the term consultants, just different versions of the same thing. So business partner is a independent consultant, a 1099 independent consultant partnered with Kayani. So we are referred to as business partners. So you're either a customer or you're a business partner. That's the relationship that you would have with Kayani.
Okay, so it's no longer a distributor. We're now a business partner.
You got it. That's correct. That's correct. Okay. A lot of times people use interchange those words, and that's completely fine. But yeah, the most accurate term is business partners with Kayani.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good question.
Go ahead. No. You're off me.
Okay, I can't tell for sure, but it looks like one of the dogs are raising their paw and they got a question. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. That's fantastic. That's funny. And I hear Don and Cheryl, our new 31-day Sapphires. Congratulations to you both for crushing it and just blowing this thing up. Doing it with the flu on top of it. I love it. Not that you had the flu. I love the fact that you still got it done.
With lots of your help.
Well, it's a team effort for sure. I love it. What questions do you guys have?
Has anyone said when I saw like the new packages that you'll be able to order, when the website's going to be accurate?
So the question is, when are they going to have those packages available?
Correct.
I believe that you can actually call in on customer service and enroll people or get different packs, whether that be new business partners wanting to join at the different options, or getting those plus packs is what they're calling them, where you can get a triangle plus something. And just for everybody, if you haven't heard all the announcements, there was a tremendous number of them. You can see all of those. There's a video of them. They were announced last night at 1 p.m. Central Time. So we're on 9 p.m. Central Time for this. So 1 p.m. Central, 1 a.m. rather, is when they did that. And you can go back and look at that on the Kyani North American Facebook page, and you can replay that, and you can see all the different items. But to your specific question, Cheryl, those packs, as far as them being available, you can get that on by calling in right now. Last I looked at the website, they're still putting all of those changes in. And so that's just a process. And they usually what will happen is a company will do that on a weekend for just about every other industry. But in our profession, it's usually done on the first of the month before everybody's going crazy like they were last night trying to get everything in for the month end. So unfortunately, that's also during a weekday. And as a guy in IT, there's a lot of things that hammers that. So it usually takes a little bit longer than it does when they do something over the weekend. So just the way the month hit right now, that's what they're working on. So, but you can absolutely, if you got anybody, call in to the customer service line, and I believe they can take care of you there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm looking at the website right now, and they do have the packs on the Go Kit 5. I mean, the website is up and running, and everything is brand new there right now.
The store is?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, I think that happened here recently.
Yes, they've got their Kyani Extreme Triangle of Health with the Fluoresce Go. You know, it's all there right now.
So the packs, let me explain these real quick for everybody, because and I have no problem talking about all these changes that come in, and I can give you my best information as well on that and what to do and my suggestions and those types of things. But the biggest thing I can say is those Go packs are really, really, really key. Okay, what you want to do is they're specially allocated, I guess is the right word, so that they will generate 100 QV for those plus packs. Now, what is a plus pack? It is your normal triangle or it's your extreme triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And it also contains a plus one other thing. And you can pick what you want on that one other thing. So you can have potato packs, you can have Fluoresce, you can have the Go Pack, Go Kit 3s, you can have the Go Kit 5s. You can have another box of Sunrise. Me personally, I'm going to probably pick, just because that's how I do it. That's how I do it is I'll probably get another Sunrise because I love being able to hand out Sunrises to other people. That just works really well from a sampling perspective. So you've got what you're using and then hand that out. Now the other side of it is my family. I've got 3 kids and they're not taking the Nitro and they're not taking the Sunset. Every once in a while, my middle daughter will take the Sunset if she's not sleeping so well. But they all take the Sunrise. So I need more Sunrise. So that's a really good option as well. We do the big pack on the potato packs for the donation. That's whatever anybody wants to do. But that's another option too. Getting 7 of those for the potato packs. That's a really good thing. So all of those, if they are on auto ship, it's very important. Set it to auto ship. Don't set it up where you have to order it every month. If you'll set it up to auto ship, you'll get 100 QV. If you don't set it up for auto ship, you will get 85 QV. The new rules to be considered a qualified distributor, that means you make money. You have the opportunity to get paid. If you're not qualified, you don't make no money. Okay, so to be able to do that, you need to make sure that you've got 100 QV, and that's good to keep you qualified up until you're Jade. If you're a Jade or higher, you have to have 150 QV to be qualified to get checks. Okay, so it's a beautiful thing. It used to be 150. All right. Now, way back when, it used to be 100. So it's really cool that they put that back. That is a huge positive thing right there. So it's only 100. You can get that by being your own customer. All right. That is huge. Somebody new comes on board and you set up auto ship. And when they get that all set up, I don't know what it looks like on the enrollment form. I didn't enroll somebody today. It feels weird because we've been enrolling so many people every single day. But I don't know what the new one's going to look like, but they should have those plus packs on there. When you enroll a new person, you tell them right away, get this set up on auto ship. It's the best thing that you can do. And that is a true statement. And then let them pick which one to do. Okay. Now, a lot of people say, well, they're just spending all this money and they're just getting it on board. That's not the point. What the point is that the stuff that they bought, that is putting the inventory in their store. Okay. Treat this as a business. Treat it like a business. When people start their business, they need to have stuff for their store. They got to have something that they can hand out. So let them get the biggest pack that they can get and make sure they're on that plus pack. What that's going to do is make sure they're on the product, and it'll make sure that they'll have enough stuff to be able to share. So I cannot encourage that enough on those plus packs. That's a really powerful thing to have in your organization. All right, there is a question that says, is there a package available without sunset? I have potential vegan customers who won't take fish oil. Yes, there is. There's quite a few different combinations, Kyle, for that. So if you look in your store and look through all the different not formulations, but combinations, we only have, the three things. It's just which combination that they're going to put together. So you can absolutely find that in there. You might have to drill in and scroll down a little bit, but it's in there. All right, good question. Kyle, Gita has a question. Can you please tell us more about how the placement of customers on your leg tree works in the new announcements? Let me make this really, really simple, and I will draw a picture. Now, I'm going to give you my best estimation of all this information. Yes, we got to see those announcements a little early, but it's been really busy for a lot of people, and things will get more clear and more clear as we go on. Let me share my screen now. I also see a couple other people jumped on board here. I see car qualified, Miss Sherry Passmore. She's got to go car shopping. Congratulations. I see Valerie on there, brand new Sapphire as of yesterday. Congratulations. Okay, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Okay, so the question was, how does this thing work now that we've got this customer leg? So here's your organization. And let's say that we'll show a couple different examples, but let's say that you had two people in your organization. You had Al and you had Bob, okay? And they're in your organization. And the way I used to draw this is I'd put the little lollipops on top. These were the customers, okay? And the reason I put those on top was because they float up, okay? The volume, the QV, so remember, everything has multiple numbers. It's got a QV number, it's got a CV number, it's got a KV number, and there's an SV number in some circumstances. So the QV number, that's the thing that goes towards your ranks. And the CV number, that's the thing that goes towards your pay gates, AKA your residual. And the CV, it was confusing because the CV would go up. It wouldn't count towards yours. So that's why if you came into your store and you were 50 CV away or 100 CV away, and you're like, oh, all I got to do is buy a $200 potato pack. I'll get 100 CV, and that'll kick me over into the next pay gate. And then you log into your store, and you buy that, and then you go back and you look at your number, and the number didn't change. And you're like, what the heck? And you notice that your QV number changed, but not your CV number. Why? Because the CV number goes up. Now, here's what they've done. They have a special leg that they've created that's called the customer leg, okay? All that means is all those little lollipops that were there are on this customer leg, okay? Now, all these customers, it's not like one customer sponsored another customer. These are all your customers. So notice that the line that I drew was coming off of the leg, okay? It's not going from circle to circle. It's coming off of your leg, and all of them are your customers, okay? So what they do is they're going to add up all the QV, just like they did before, no change. The CV on this stays here. It doesn't go up. So if you look, if you were to go back in now, today, and you bought that same $200 potato pack, you would not, underneath your store, you will now see that 100 CV show up in your numbers. It's not going to go up. It will keep going up, but it'll go through you first before it bypassed you. And it was a weird thing. That's just how the comp plan was. They streamlined it. They made things more simple. And when they did that, it makes a huge difference. Let's say you had 100 customers, okay? and let's say you had 100 customers, let's say you had 5,000 QV worth of customers, you would get that QV, that counted. It was the CV that went with it. Let's say there was 2,500 CV that came along with that exact same order. That did not go into your pay gates. Now it counts in your pay gates. That means you're going to get a residual back end off of your own customers. That's why Rob Slagle's doing the happy dance right now, because he has a tremendous number of customers. I talked about him on the national call. He literally has right now, and I hope he doesn't mind, but I'm going to tell everybody about him. He's got 800 plus QV in customers. All his customers right here, you got 800 QV of that. Okay. Now, first thing that happens is one of the bonus things that they just added was that 750 QV in your customer leg. If you have that, there's an extra $100 that's coming your way. Well, on day one, he got 800 plus QV in customers from an order for a big company that he went in and we did a little presentation for. And just like that, boom, an extra $100. If you can get that in your customer leg over here to be 2,500 QV, then you're going to get $500 every single month. Get all of them on auto ship, you got $500 coming into your bank account every single month, just as a bonus. Now, here's the other cool thing. You're also going to get all the retail off of that too. So let's say that it's $15 a piece for that. And let's say you got 15 customers. So you've got that money. You've already been making that money. But the other part of it is you're going to get the residual off of that in your pay gates. That could be 3, 6, 10, 15, 27% that you're making off of that. That's when you look at the examples on that replay, there's some go get customers. All right. Gita, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
You are very welcome. And congrats on the new customers I saw you guys getting yet again. Keep it up. All right. You're welcome. All right. Next question. Have you ever hit an obstacle when pushing in this business? If so, what did you do to overcome it? Actually, no, it's been absolutely smooth sailing the whole time for the last, close to a decade. Never had any problems with this. So, all right, next question. I am absolutely being an ass, of course. We have had so many obstacles. Why? Because we live on the planet Earth and we breathe oxygen and we hang out with other human beings. All right, so let me think of some obstacles. Let's see here. I'll just say it this way. The way I'm wired, an obstacle, all it does is piss me off. That's just me. And when I get pissed off, I'm going to go through it. I'm going to go over it. I'm going to go around it. I'm going to dig a hole underneath of it. I'm going to get some dynamite. I'm going to blow it up. I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to do anything I can, because what's on the other side of that, if I'm going to do it, I'm only going to do it if the thing on the other side of that obstacle is worth me doing it. Otherwise, I'm not interested. It just comes down to the why. So that's an interesting question. I love the question. And the key thing is, what I would use it as a teaching point for this group is, yeah, you're going to run into obstacles on a daily basis. I mean, honestly. And when you get started, you're going to spend a whole lot of time on that obstacle. You're going to be irritated. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to contemplate quitting. And the only thing that's going to keep you in is, why'd you start? If you started for money, you will leave for money. A lot of people will start for money, but they very quickly turn it into a much different why. And if money is your reason why, I'm completely good with that. But you'll see a lot of people come and go. But you got to figure out the why on what you're doing it for. That's the only way that you'll get around it. Otherwise, you'll quit. Oh, yeah, very good book. In fact, I got that one on my bookshelf. I'm looking at it right over there. Darren Hardy, Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. Weaving it into what we do here, let me draw this out. This is an interesting concept here. So when you first come in, there is a line And the person that just joined is straddling that line. And when they first come in, they've got to have a really big reason why that's over here to be able to pull them towards that. Now, when they're doing that, there's obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle before they get to their why. Now, if their why isn't strong enough to attract them through all of those, to pull them like a gravitational black hole pulling them to that why, if they haven't gotten close enough to that gravity pull, then it's real easy for them to just bounce off. They'll come here and they'll bounce off, or they'll get to the next one and they'll bounce off, or they'll come to this one and they'll bounce off. It's like a aircraft trying to re-enter the atmosphere of the planet. You know, if it doesn't hit it just right, it's going to bounce off. If it's being pulled in hard enough, nothing's going to be able to knock it off course. But when people first start, they are so close to this line on being able to go onto the quit side. So what we want to do is we want to move them closer and closer and closer to getting to their why. And the closer they get to it, the less chances that they're going to go back over the other side of that line. But when they first start, they're literally straddling the line. And that's why you see somebody, that's why the first 30 days is so important for somebody. That's why I have this class, 100% honesty. That's why I have this. You're going to get launched. You're going to be excited after the launch. That's going to get you to about right here. All right. That's about how far you make it. But it's also really easy to run into your first obstacle and then you bounce right off of that and you're out again. So what you got to do is you got to have something that keeps them going. And so right after that, we have another thing called Thursday, and that's a power hour. And then Monday, we got another power hour. And Thursday, we got another power hour. And then Saturday, there's going to be a regional training. And then after that, we got some more power hours and some more power. And then there's ILA. And what I want to do is I want to keep getting people more and more and more into this thing. The more they see it, the more they understand, the more it's revealed, the more it's peeled back. When they understand what we're doing, the closer they get to this little fella right here. Now, there's some people that when they first get in, they don't have one of these. It doesn't exist. And when it doesn't, the first obstacle they run into, boop, they're gone. Why? Because this little line right here, the barrier to entry, is not a whole lot of money in the big scheme of things. If you open your own business, true, huge, traditional business, and traditional is the key word out of everything I just said there, because this is true, this is huge, but it's the traditional thing that gets everybody. You go and do a traditional business, you're going to spend $75,000. Let's say you open a restaurant. You spend $75,000. You're going to spend so much more than that to open a restaurant, but let's just say for fun. And somebody walks in the very first day, and here you are, all happy. I don't know what I just did there, but I broke it. Stand by. What the hell did I do? All right. I don't know how I did that, but 1 second. That's new. Never done that before. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. All right. What in the world is this thing doing? There we go. So let's say that you spent $75,000 and your first customer walks in and you got a restaurant and you're like, hello, welcome to Casey's new restaurant. And they, what? This isn't Jack in a Box? And they turn around and walk out. You're probably not shutting the doors down going, this doesn't work. No, why? Because you put $75,000 in, you're going to let a couple of hurdles, you're going to get past those couple of hurdles. No big deal. You're going to keep cranking on it. You're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep trying. You're going to keep figuring out why, because you put $75,000 in. That becomes a big why. I can't lose that money. $3.99, $5.99, $12.99, that ain't enough to keep you in. I'm sorry. Very few people are going to stay and stick around just because of that. It's got to be that. So to that question, mindset question, it was a wonderful question. Have you ever had hurdles? Yeah, on a daily basis. And then how do you get past them? I focus on this. And another thing, this little secret for as you get further in this business, because right now you're brand new, you're focusing on your why. What's going to happen very, very quickly is you're going to start focusing on everybody else's why. When you start focusing on everybody else's why, I promise you, you don't quit. Because if you quit, you might as well take the rope that you guys are latched together with. That's why I want every one of y'all to have your video on. And when you decide to quit, what you're doing is we're all on the side of this mountain going up to the top of the summit. We're all roped together. The people that you brought on are roped underneath of you, and the people they brought on are roped underneath them. And when you decide that, oh, this doesn't work, I'm tired of this, I'm not going to figure this out, I'm not going to go to training, this is too hard, what you're going to do is you're going to grab a knife and you're going to grab that rope and you're going to cut the rope for anybody that happens to be underneath of you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to watch all those people fall off. And then you reach up and you grab the rope that's above you for the person that brought you off, and you slice that rope off and you fling yourself off the mountain. Now, what will happen is people will quit early in this because they don't have anybody underneath of them, and so there's no concern about that. There's nobody below them that they're letting down. All they're letting down is themselves. And I'll tell you a little secret here on personal development is you'll let yourself down quicker than you'll let anybody else down. We do it on a daily basis. We make more promises to ourselves. We are serial liars to ourselves. It is like pathological. So what I want you to do is I want you to get to a point where you don't focus just on your why, but you bury your why in everybody else's why. You help them get to their why. Then when you're thinking about quitting, you're that much further over the line. You can't quit, because if you quit, somebody's not going to college. Pretty powerful, huh? That's the level I want you guys operating at. All right, let's see here. We got a lot of good questions. Casey, obstacle. I recall you driving into a hurricane. Oh, that's a good story. So yeah, let's see here. Kathy met a guy in Houston, I think from church, and he was from Nigeria, and he was living here, and he had ties to the Nigerian Soccer Federation, and they were having a big tournament in Miami, Florida. So we get to work and we start talking to everybody. We set up this big thing. We're going to set up a booth at the soccer tournament. We got T-shirts. I loaded the expedition down with everything. And we take off, and right as we're taking off, there's forecasts of a hurricane coming into Florida. Everybody, and when you get a call from your mom when you're driving into Florida and she calls you and starts calling you stupid names that you can't repeat in public, going, what are you doing? I raised you better than this. And you keep driving into the hurricane because you're going to get it done regardless. And guess what? We kept on going. We skirted it. We couldn't find a place to stay. We ended up just, nitroing it all the way through, doing 2-hour shifts. We were passing out. And then we would trade spots, catch an hour nap in the back while the other person was driving, and back and forth, and we get there. And when we did get there, when it was all said and done, let me tell you how many people that we ended up in. And Miss Kathy and her daughter ended up flying in to the event afterwards to be able to make it happen too. How many did we get, Kathy? Put the number of fingers up for the number we got. This many, and not the fingers up there. It's this many, that many. Were we irritated? Absolutely. Did we quit? We could have. A lot of people go do that. I don't think too many people would go for that. Doesn't matter. Why it's too big. Not stopping. Can't stop, won't stop.
Still here.
Still cranking it. Is it hard? Absolutely. Is it worth it? You damn skippy it. All right. Darren Hardy, the size of your dream can typically be determined by the obstacles in front. Oh, yeah. Now, that's another thing. I don't want to get too religious or spiritual here, but I will tell you, when you are on the cusp of something huge, the devil will throw up every single obstacle that he can come up with, and he will invent some new ones sometimes for you, too. I typically decide that means I'm actually getting ready to do something pretty big, and that just makes me more determined. That's just how hard-headed I am. I do need help. I only tell myself what I want to hear. Very good. All right, these are great questions. What else we got? No more questions. You just heard the greatest announcements of all time. Everybody's good, ready to blow this up. Mr. Brian White crushing it with his wife Taylor. What else we got on here? Miss Kristen. Miss Kristen, did you get my voicemail I left you? No? Let's chat tomorrow. I'd left you a voicemail. Let's definitely talk tomorrow.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
I got a question, Case.
Yes, sir.
Hey, today I went in and checked the CV on a Paygate.
Uh-huh.
And I went in and bought a couple of little products that I needed and went back and checked those numbers, and they did not change. Do we have to be at the 100 for new people or the 150 for Jade and above for those points to roll down like it normally does in our QB?
No, I don't think so. I think you'd see it instantly. I think you would see it right away.
Yeah, I took pictures and went back and checked it, and it didn't show. I mean, they're still working on everything, so this is
but definitely, yeah. My understanding of how this is going to work is that will show up. Now, I don't know if they're going to show a different leg or how they're going to show the volume for the customer side, or if it's just an explanation type thing that they're doing. I don't know that they would change much in the back on what we see visually, but my understanding, 100%, that will definitely count towards your CV as well. It should.
Okay.
Yep. All right. More questions pop in here. Let's see here. When setting up auto ship, should it be under personal or business, and which one do we get checks from? All right. Good question. You get checks from the personal side. You get a residual check. You get a retail profit check when it's the personal side when you're ordering. And so it's going to be the difference between what the distributor price would be if you got it as business versus the amount that you pay. You get a check for that. You're also going to get more volume by doing it that way. Okay? So do it as a customer. Do it as a customer on auto ship, and you'll get the most points for the exact same thing. The cost is going to be the same. Now you can make the argument, oh, well, I have to pay taxes on that. You know, you're not going to be paying taxes on this thing for the first little bit unless you're really, really not tracking your expenses. So that one is negligible to me, and the points are more important for what you're trying to build. So my answer to that, always with the exception of one thing, is to buy it as personal. The one exception is when you are buying the 10 packs of the 7-day samples. I don't believe you can even get those from a personal side. You have to get them as a distributor side, and you get the best pricing on that, which I think is $169 or something like that. So that's the only time where I will buy something underneath my business side of the house. Sarah, does that make sense? Yep, there, I see you. Good. All right. Good question. All right. I know we've covered it before, but maybe remind everyone to order as a customer, not a distributor. Very good, Kathy. Yep. Kathy, I'm telling you, you're going to be teaching this class here pretty quick. All right. Which one do we get checks from? Oh, by the way, nice little amount of coin that Kyani has placed in your retirement account. Yeah, that's not too shabby. Not too shabby. I want to, while we're here, let's explain that, because this is something that can get confusing to people as well. There's actually a document in your back office on Business Library that explains the Kyani Care, the KV number that we always hear about, and what that means. Okay, so basically the numbers that are going in, that number that you see, I think mine's almost 119, 120,000 or so. So that is, lop off 2 zeros, and that is US dollars. Okay, so it's 100 to 1 is how that works. All right, so if you see 110, then that's going to be $1,200 that they have in an account right there. Now that account's going to grow at 12%, or sorry, 10% every year. And that just keeps growing and growing and growing. And that's if nothing new went into the account. Okay, so that is a huge, huge, huge positive thing. I don't want people looking at that and going, oh my goodness, I have $120,000 in this 401k-like thing with Kyani. You do not have that in there. You have lop off 2 zeros, and that's what you got in there. It's still significant. I mean, I'd never put a penny into that thing. Okay, never made a single contribution in that, and they're just putting money in there. That's significant, especially if you extrapolate what that'll turn into over time. If we didn't do another thing for the rest of, I'm 41, and so for the next 19 years, that's compounding at 10%. If I never put another, if everybody in my entire organization stopped ordering stuff, that's what that would turn into. Okay, so that is an insane amount of money. All right, how do you life has got no way back on the Coyote trade? So there was a question, anonymous question on what happens when you're, basically, to paraphrase, what happens when you have a whole bunch of dead bodies in your organization? So what do you do to get them reanimated? There's a little saying, and I like this saying, is that it is easier to give birth than it is to raise the dead. Okay? That's the simple and easiest answer. Now, that said, these announcements are so stinking good that you have a very good chance of still reanimating the dead. All right? So it's worth going to them and say, look, and we've been doing this quite a bit on our team, is we'll reach back out. Some people, I'll be honest with you, I haven't reached out to a single person that has fallen off, to be honest with you. That's me. I'm not in the business of convincing people. If they don't see it and I got to sit there and explain it to them, my thoughts, this is Casey 101. Not saying I'm not grateful for the people on the team going out and finding some people, and not saying I'm not grateful for those people getting replugged back in. But as far as I'm concerned, if I'm going to spend my time doing that, or am I going to spend my time moving forward, I move forward. That's just me. Does that mean I could have moved faster and gone through the ranks faster if I would have done it another way? Probably, maybe. I don't know. That's just me. So I'm going to go find somebody new. But I don't have any problem with somebody going back and reaching back out to somebody. Maybe they really just didn't understand the changes that have happened over time. Maybe they're just, life hit them. I'm not saying I'm not going to drip on people, but I'm not going to chase them. I'm not going to beg them to get back in. It's like, dude, you screwed up. You need to get back in. I'll have that conversation. Okay. All right. Could you please mention the importance of liking each other's posts on Facebook for support? Each team member that does brings that post back to the forefront. We need to maximize our exposure when practicing attraction marketing. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Here's the other thing. I love Facebook. I think it's a very powerful tool when used appropriately. If you're looking at something and you're not in the habit of liking or commenting, I would recommend that, if it's something that blows your hair back and you like the post, then yeah, put a little thumbs up on it and then go ahead and post a comment or something. It doesn't have to be much. And what that does is that does pop these posts in the algorithm to show up in other people's news feeds more. But yeah, I definitely am okay with that, but that's not going to make all the difference in the world as far as I'm concerned. If you build a big social presence out there, I'm cool with that, and that will help those types of things. But when it comes down to what we're doing here, that's honestly not the biggest thing in the world to me for what people need to be doing to blow this up. But definitely, it's a good point. All right, another question popped up. What do we do? My next immediate upline is a diamond and there's no others working in the business. Who do I search for upline support when they are busy? Yeah, sometimes it's tough when you got somebody that is immediately above you. Maybe somebody sponsored you, they blew it up. You are trying to get this thing going, or they have been doing this for a long time and they sponsor you and then they're not available for you. That's going to happen too. One of the things that it's tough. It's a tough situation to be in. My previous company, I know all about that. We did not have readily available support. And when we did, maybe it wasn't exactly what you would hope for. And that's okay, because those people, when they sponsor somebody, it doesn't mean that they've got to be the one that learns everything to be able to take care of you. So the biggest thing that I can tell you is take ownership of it yourself. Take ownership of it yourself. Now, some people say, well, look, the organization is built where I'm supposed to pass the ball to somebody else. Do that and reach out to that person and then be the squeaky wheel to that person. And if you're constantly not getting an answer to that, go to the next person, because if that person's a diamond, I promise you there's a blue diamond somewhere. And if there's not a blue diamond, then there's going to be a green diamond. There's going to be a purple. There's going to be a red. And you keep going up. What usually happens is somebody will reach out to their diamond or whoever above them. And this one time that they're really excited because they finally got somebody that's ready to take a look at this thing. And then the diamond's not available. And you're like, holy crap, what am I supposed to do? This, I can't do this without them. But you won't go up to the next one or the next one or the next one. Keep going up. All these people, look, they're in your organization. Be a squeaky wheel. Get their attention and say, look, here's the deal. I'm taking this thing serious. I'm doing the things that are necessary. You're going to have a whole lot of people that I'm going to be putting you in touch with. You need to get ready for it. And if you don't like how that works, go up to the next one. And keep doing that until you find somebody that'll be able to help you. Now, if you truly do go through that and you truly can't find somebody to help you, then let me know and I will give an attempt to speak with whoever that is and let them know. Now, here's the other thing that I'll run into, and I'm not saying this to whoever asked the question. I'm not saying this to anybody specific. A lot of times what it is a matter of people wanting to transfer their business ownership to somebody else. You take ownership. This is your business. You make it happen. You figure out a solution. Don't let that obstacle be the thing that bounces you out. Okay? Don't let that be the thing. Find a way around it, because I promise you there are tons of obstacles, and it's not just in this, it's in life. Sometimes we just get, kind of where we're not paying attention to them. They're always out there. So don't blow up about that. Take ownership of it for your business and just plow on through it. All right. What about setting up a booth at the mall or other event? Is that feasible? It is feasible. It is not recommended when you first get started. Here's why. Because you're operating in a cold market. You become like everybody else on the planet that's got a billboard trying to get the attention, going, hey, look at me, look at me. You're like those little blow-up things where they got the little air thing shooting up and you got the crazy, silly arm guy flopping around. That's what you turn into at one of those events. Okay? Everybody says, why aren't we in Walmart? Can we go get in Walmart? Can we go set up in Target or something like that? Because there's so many people that are going to walk by. Let me get into a place where there's so much foot traffic going by. And then people get there, and then people just keep on walking by, walking by, walking by, walking by. Why? Because there's no tie to you. There's nothing there that's going, hey, look over here. That's not what it is. We're in the relationship marketing side of things. Okay? You don't need a lot of business partners in this business. Now you need even less. You only need 2 legs. Okay? So the best way in the beginning, and now am I going to tell you don't go out and do that? No, I've had a lot of people go out and they have had some luck. I know Virginia's done a couple. I know
Can you type something? Where you type something?
What was that?
What happened?
Alicia, are you asking a question?
I was trying to type something.
Okay. What was your question? Now we can hear you. Go ahead and just ask.
I was just being funny. I said I could flash my boobs or something, and they got my attention.
That's that big flappy arm thing. So I don't know if you're going to be able to. You might be able to get the police officer be interested while they're taking you somewhere. But hey, come back and look at the recording. Said Casey told me that I have to go out and flash my boobs to get customers. That is not what Casey recording. Oh, I'm glad we're having fun. That's pretty funny stuff. Very funny. Okay, so yes, you can set up at booths, and do you get some success? Yeah, but you got to be a carnival barker. You got to be able to get into a cold market, meet strangers immediately, and build rapport with them. And then you turn cold market into warm market. Can you do it? Yeah, absolutely. I do it all the time when I'm out and about. But it's not easy when you first get started. It's not an easy way to go about doing it. The easiest way to go about doing it is simply get out there, make your list, and go through it. Now, the other thing is go through your list appropriately. So many of y'all say, well, I burned through my list. You did because you did it wrong because you're trying to explain everything to everybody. Stop doing that. Go through your list and do it right. Peek and pass. Okay? All right. Cool. These are good, man. Y'all got me almost through half this session with questions. I love it. Here's something I want to weave in, and that is, how can I succeed quickly in this business? People ask me that all the time. Here's the answer. This is a very good answer. Fail faster. Screw up more. Okay? Now, the mindset thing. People do not like failing. They do not like having the wrong answer. They are so afraid. If somebody asks a question in a group setting, it's always quiet because nobody wants to answer incorrectly and sound stupid. A lot of times when I ask you guys to ask questions, nobody wants to ask a question because I can see everybody, they can see me, and I don't want to ask a stupid question. That's why it's quiet. That's why I encourage everybody to ask questions, because I want you guys to get out of your comfort zone of being quiet, sitting there, and a lot of you will turn the little video off so that you can really hide, and then you don't have to worry about anything. That's why I want the video on. I want you guys to get into that where you're out there, you're exposed, you're sharing something. Now, when you're thinking about you and what everybody thinks about you and how's my hair and all this, that, and the other, you're not thinking about the other guy. This business is about thinking about the other guy. When you think about the other guy, you don't think about you. When the building's on fire, you're like, holy crap, I am not going in that building. That's hot. I would burn alive. I'm not doing it. And then all of a sudden you hear a baby crying. And then you instantly run into the building. Why? Because you ain't thinking about you anymore. You're thinking about the other person. Okay, so fail faster. Don't be afraid of doing it wrong. The fastest way you can learn is by doing. You can keep coming to these for the next 6 months and not actually put any of this into action. You can just keep going to every single thing that I put on. You can go to every training. You can go to ILA. You can hear the awesome announcements last night at 1 a.m. that you stayed up late for. You were tired as all get out and still not take any action because you're too damn afraid of failing. So you want to know the fastest way is get out there and fail faster. Find out what doesn't work. Well, that doesn't work. That doesn't work either. Oh, crap, that really didn't work. The reason that you won't go do that is because you think there's a finite resource of people. For whatever reason, in our little pea brains, we look at 6 million people in Houston, Texas alone, and we say, I don't know anybody. It's amazing. So fail faster, screw up more, get out there and do it. Now, do I want you to constantly do it wrong? Absolutely not. I want you to be up for the review process. That's where the plan, do, review, adjust comes from. Make a plan. That's what you're doing here. You're formulating a plan. Go out and do it. Instead of make a plan, sit there and never put it in because you want to keep planning and you want to keep making sure you get all this knowledge in the world and you never do. The world is full of people that don't do anything. You want to be successful in this and anything is start right the heck now. Stop waiting to figure it all out. Go do it. Another phrase I use is say yes. Tell the world, figure it out. That's what I say about events. Y'all all should be signed up for ILA. If you're on this session right here and you're not signed up for ILA because you got to figure out your calendar, you are doing it wrong. And if that pisses anybody off, I'm not sorry. Why? Because I'm trying to coach you and be successful in this business. Say yes, tell the world, figure it out. Fail faster. Just get out there and do it. And learn from it after that. That's the next thing. The worst, not the worst. The worst is not doing anything. The second worst is going and doing something, doing it wrong, and then not learning from it. Don't keep making the same mistakes. Make the mistake, then learn from it, adjust, come up with a new plan, and go put that one into action. That is uncomfortable. We are programmed in school and so many other places that we don't want to have the wrong answer. You go into school and you do the wrong answer. It's like, nope, that's not right. And everybody looks and laughs and giggles. And then they sit there and they don't do anything. They sit quietly the rest of the day. That beats people into submission. Be the one, that annoying kid, the one that everybody calls annoying, that's the one that's winning. The one that keeps saying, well, how about this? Is this right? Well, how about this? Well, how about that one? Keep trying, and keep trying. Thomas Edison, you hear it all the time. I didn't fail. I found 10,000 ways to not make a light bulb. How not to make a light bulb. The 10,001 time, then I learned how to make a light bulb. Keep failing. Fail faster. The other thing, let me look at the questions here. I'll finish with that one actually here in a second. All right. Oh, y'all are active today. I like it. All right. Any clue as to when they might revamp the Kiani US income page or how often it is updated? I have absolutely no freaking idea when they're going to do that. And I'll be honest with you, it don't matter. Use what's out there. Use what's out there for the income disclosure document. Use what's out there for everything. Somebody asked me the other day, well, when are they going to do this? When are they going to do that? And I said, I honestly don't have a clue. I have no idea. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Because here's the deal. I am partnered with 3 multi-billionaires that are very successful in business. They will figure the business part out. They will keep tweaking it. They will keep doing it. They will have their own obstacles. They will run into their own issues, and they will figure it out. I have complete confidence in that. Will it be as fast as I want them to do it sometimes? No. Why? They're human beings also, and they have human beings that work for them too. They're not infallible just because they're the company, just because they're the mothership. No, they're human beings too. So don't worry about their part. Let them handle their part. You handle your part. What is your part? To peak and pass. Not to worry about when are they going to do that? When are they going to change that? Are they ever going to do this? Ask the question. I'm fine with it from a curiosity, trivial pursuit perspective, but don't get in the rut of continuing to ask those questions. Those questions aren't going to do anything. Let the company handle those parts. You focus on what's important. What's important to you. But Casey, we need to know these things. No, you don't. Plain and simple. You don't need to know that. It doesn't matter. What difference does it make? Well, it'd be better if they did this. Well, you know what? When you start your own multi-billion-dollar company, you can do it your way. So don't get hung up on that is my point. Don't get hung up on the what ifs. Shouldn't they do this? Wouldn't it be better if they did that? Look, I've got 1,000 suggestions on what they could do better. In fact, some of the things that I wish they would do better, they ain't going to do. I'm going to go do it myself for what I want. Those are the obstacles. And if you think it's a big enough thing, go out and fix it. But I tell you, the quickest thing is to go talk to some more people. All right, are we going to have a group launch for new people? Probably a good idea to do so because we have so many, is to have a group launch. But I also want you all to consider the fact that it is better to have that on a one-on-one basis if you can. Okay? So is it better to not be launched? No. So if you can't get to everybody, do a group launch. But if you can get to everybody, try to do it in the smallest groups possible so that it can be, I mean, that's an intimate time with a new person to be able to figure out, look, man, we're going to talk about your why. We're going to talk about what makes you tick, what you're doing this for, how we go about doing it. And so it's important to be able to have that connection with them so that they know that you care about them as a human being. They're not just some number. They're not just some number in your organization. But if you've got that many people coming in, then yeah, you need to do a group launch so that we don't leave anybody behind. Love it, Rob. Yes. Fire, ready, aim. Not ready, aim, fire. Because a lot of people go ready, aim, 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 aim. They never fire. All right. We have a customer who is choosing to buy directly from us rather than our store. She's taken the Triangle Health for 2 weeks and not seen any changes. I don't know if there is a question there. If she doesn't like it, stop taking it. That's all I can say to that one. Give me some more on that one, though. Who is that? Andy. Yeah, give me some more on that one on the chat in there.
Yeah, Casey, I'm up. Yeah, basically, like I said, she wants to buy directly from us. She's not really tech savvy, whatever. I think she thinks it's a miracle product, that it's going to be an immediate results.
Okay.
So we've chosen. She's a friend of my mother-in-law, so we're gonna use her for leverage. She's been taking the product now for a month, and she went to the doctor last week. This is my mother-in-law. She went to the doctor last week, and she's lost 2 pounds, and so she's happy with the product, and so we're gonna use her for leverage.
Okay.
So I guess it wasn't so much a question as it was just a statement.
Okay, cool. No, that's awesome. I love it. Yeah. You know, and let me take that and extrapolate on that from a teaching perspective on, look, when people take this and they don't feel any results right away, say, look, how long have you been eating the way you've been eating? 40 plus years? Okay, cool. I'm sorry that you took something for 7 days and you can't walk on water now. So what that is, it's a matter of setting expectations correctly. Let me explain the 7-day packs and what they're truly used for and how you should use them. This is Casey's opinion on this, and I'm pretty firm on my opinion on this one. The 7 days are so that people can get the taste of it. It is not for them to be able to change their life. I do not give anybody a 7-day sample pack unless the following things happen. They agree to take it. If I give this to you, will you take it? They have to say yes. Cool, check mark number 1. Check mark number 2 is, if you take it and you like the taste of it, will you order a month's supply? Well, I'm not really sure. Well, I'm not sure I'm going to hand you a $20 bill either, and I'm going to take that right back. It's got a money-back guarantee. I'm not going to give them a $20 bill so they can just go light a match to it and then put it in the trash can. It's for them to taste. If there's no chance of them tasting it and liking it and ordering it, why are you giving it to them? The other thing is, I make sure they're clear on the fact that, look, this is for taste. It's not for you to be able to see miraculous results. Now, some people do experience a change right away, but the key is that we get you a 30-day supply to truly know what this is going to do for you. And most people, not all, but most people are going to know in 30 days whether it did it or not. Now, with me giving you this 7-day trial pack, you're going to get 5 weeks of the product. And if you don't like it, you get a money-back guarantee. If I give this to you, are you good with all of those things? Yeah, give me. Sure, no problem. Let's do it. And then I hold them to it. 3 days into it, I reach out to them in person if I can or on the phone if I can't. And I say, did you try it? That's the first question. Yep, sure did. Did you like the taste of it? Not, hey, did you feel any difference? We're not going down that path. We're going to ask, did you like the taste of it? Sure did. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and get your order placed. That's how I approach it. That's how I get my customers. Now, everybody's got their way of skinning the cat. Do what works for you, but that's what I do, and that's why I do it that way. All right, good statement.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
I'm always my first customer on the first day of the month.
Cool.
I'm always ordered as a business partner. I think you mentioned something. Is it best to order
Order as a customer. Yep.
as a customer?
Yep. So what I would do is I would call them up tomorrow, next day, whenever you think about it. Make some time out to do that. Tell them that you would like to get rid of your auto ship for that and set it up for one of the new plus packs and do it as a customer and put it on auto ship.
Okay.
That's what I would do. But I imagine yours has probably already been placed today if you're set up on the first.
No, actually, I'm about to place it, and I remembered you mentioned something it's best to do. I'm about to hit the purchase button.
Do the plus pack and do it as a customer and set it for auto ship. That's the idea. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Good question. All right, remind everyone on how to do a quick one-on-one plus start today. It's 10 o'clock. We need to have like a 2-hour thing. All right, let me wrap these questions up here that we have on the chat session, and we'll call it a night. Remind everyone on how to do a quick one-on-one plus start today, set up daily one-on-ones to promote to the next level. So yeah, very good point. Everybody, raise your hand if you pushed like crazy last night. Worked your butt off last night. Cool. All right. Raise your hand if you worked exactly the same intensity today. Anybody? Nobody. Human nature. We wait till the deadline and then we get crazy. You got 27 days left in this month. You had 31 in the last month. You're down to 27 and nobody did anything today. Why? Because you worked your butt off yesterday. Here's something that Tony Robbins talks about. Change your state. I'm tired. That's in your head. You're not tired. You can get by with a whole lot less energy. Have you ever went like crazy hard and then you're like alive, full of energy, just still going, and you've been on 2 hours of sleep? If you're passionate, you do it. It's a mindset. So all of that to say, get going now, and it makes it a whole lot easier. We had people popping Sapphire on the 21st of the month, okay? Not just on the last day of the month. Push all the way through. Push hard on those last days, but push hard these beginning days also. Start right now. And real quick, how to do a one-on-one. Here's what you do when you first reach out to somebody. You simply say, hey, I got something I want you to take a look at. They're going to pique their interest. That's the easiest thing you can say. Another thing you can say is, hey, I just got the distribution rights to an international nutraceutical company yesterday. I got something I want to show you. They are interested or they are not interested. If they are interested, they say, what do you got? I got a guy. I need you to talk to him. And you put them on with the guy, not you. I can't make this business any easier for you than that. That's it. Get good at that. Get out of your own way. Stop trying to have the right answer. Stop trying to be the person that gives them all the information. Stop saying that, oh, I got to learn about this and learn about that before I go out and do this. You do not. You have a system. You are not a one-man band on this one. You're used to being that way, and I get it. I know where it's coming from. I'm just being hard on you so that I can smack you across the head and get into your head so that you'll stop doing that as quick as possible. Right, Joanne? I'm doing this. I'm not this much of an ass, I promise. Maybe a little bit. I want you guys to be successful. I want you to stop making this business so damn hard. You don't hit Sapphire in 31 days by making it hard. You make that by just succumbing to the system and following it. What did they do? Oh, everybody, what did they do? What did they do? The same damn thing we've been training on for the last 20 months. Pique their interest and pass the damn ball. That's what they've been doing. They just did it faster than you. They didn't argue as much as you did. I'm good with arguing. I'm just going to break through it eventually, and then you're going to come back and you're going to, where's Lucas at? Is Lucas still on here? Lucas said, man, this is really easy when you follow the system. Lucas put 5 people in yesterday. How did he do that? He followed the system. All right. Yeah, it ain't going to work that way. It's not just one day. All right. Amy asked if she can feel cancer. Reading through all these real fast. Sorry. When somebody doesn't like the taste, what's the response? Well, that sucks. That's the response. They don't like the taste. They don't like taste. I don't know. A less smart ass remark would be, yeah, but do you like broccoli? Not everybody likes the taste of broccoli, but it's still a good thing to have. See if you can get them to take their vitamins anyway. If they don't like the taste, they don't like the taste. Say, hey, no problem. Is the taste worth getting cancer, fibromyalgia, lupus, heart disease, brain issues, and just go down the whole list of things? You can try it that way. What you're trying to do is reframe the conversation. You're trying to get it into the point of, yeah, so what did that have to do with anything? So if they run into that, find a way around that to get them to still take it. Show them the value. Show them the value compared to the risk or the cost in their head of it not tasting all that good. But if they don't like the taste, you know what? They don't like the taste. And I'm not in the convincing business. If after seeing all the things that this does, somebody getting into Wellness Simplified and search around in there and they come back and they whine to me about the taste, cool, no problem. Thank you very much for trying it. Next. Bye, Felicia. Our goal is not to get 100% of the population to join us in the business and be our customers. If you can get baseball numbers, if you can bat 300, meaning that every 10 people you talk to, 3 of them join you, and 4 of them are your customer, you will be filthy, stinking, nasty rich, especially with this comp plan, and very, very quickly. It's not about convincing 100% of the population. It's not about convincing any of the population. It's about sorting. It's about sharing something. If they like it, cool. If they don't, cool. Don't be tied to the outcome. Be tied to the process of going through the people. I've heard a testimony about how autism was affected positively, was not told how. So many questions, and how can the Triangle of Health help with autism? Autism, from my understanding, is a brain-based item, and the areas of the brain that is affected are the exact same areas of the brain that the antioxidant properties of the anthocyanins from the blueberries are causing help to occur in. So that's about as much of the medical side of it, or the science side of it, that I know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not completely sure on all of those, but that's the best that I've heard, where it has a lot of brain-based issues that people are dealing with. Now, is it going to be, hey, if they have autism, this is going to solve your autism? No, 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 no. Take it and find out. Here's the deal. It ain't going to hurt anybody. It's wild Alaskan blueberries. You're going to be just fine. It's food. All right. Man, y'all have got some good questions today. I have people that are telling me they want to purchase a triangle. I've reminded them, but they don't order. What should I do? Call them back and say, hey, I know how life gets in the way. I know you're busy. I need a little bit of information, and I'm going to go ahead and get that order placed for you. Okay? And just get their information, write it down on a piece of paper, know the things that you're going to need to know to go in, and fill out your paper little form. You just do it on a blank sheet of paper, and then go in there and order it for them. Give them some customer service for that. Now, some people, oh, Casey, I don't need to, people aren't going to be comfortable giving me their credit cards. That's a bunch of crap. People put their credit cards on everything. And if they don't like doing that, then they can go order it. If they don't want to do that, then you know what? Then don't be healthy. Whatever. Next. That's how I go about it. There are so many people out there. I do not have time for people's obstacles on that side of it. That's how I operate. I just go through more people. What a lot of people do is they'll run into obstacles and they'll stop and they'll not go to any other people because, oh, this doesn't work. No, just not everybody wants to do it. So, but that one's a very common one. They're just lazy, for one, and two is they think they're busy, and it's not a priority is really what it comes down to. It's not a high enough priority, or they would have done it. So what you need to do is you need to remind them why it's a big priority. For one, it's going to help you. It is. Tell them that. People like helping other people. They won't do it for them. We talked about that already. They won't do it for themselves, but they'll do it for you. Okay. Can you give Kyani to cats and dogs? What about ferrets? I do know it's been given to cats and dogs. I know I've seen personal myself. There was a dog, Mr. Lee Burkhart had a dog that little thing was just on its last leg, literally, and was having seizures. Gave it nitro. Swear to God, gave it nitro. Probably extended its life for another 6 months. Seizures went away. I mean, they were violent seizures too. I mean, poor little thing was just not making it. But you know, still his old dog, but they do believe they got a little bit more time out of it. I know Jake has given his dog Sunset because he would snore or wouldn't sleep that well, and now he snores all the time. That's what it was. So I thought that was pretty cool. Haven't heard about ferrets, though. But here's the deal. It's food. So if you would feed your animals that food anyway, I don't have a problem with it. All right. Jamie, when you get on the phone, well, it also takes 4 to 12 exposures. All right, great. So here's the last thing that I'm going to finish off with. A lot of times in this business, people will want to give the prospect all the information on the planet. What they'll want to do is they'll want to sit there and they want to learn and learn and learn and learn and learn and get all these little nuggets that they picked up tonight. They've got a filing system. They've got a photographic memory, and they remember all the things that we talk about, all the little side stories. And then they go out and they talk to their prospect. And the prospect is ready to do something. The prospect wants to get started. They either want to be a customer or they want to be a distributor. And for whatever reason, the other human being, and I know what the reason is that they want to feel smart. They want to feel needed. They want to feel valued. And so that's why we learn a whole bunch of information to be able to share that and show everybody else how smart we are. I get a payoff for doing these trainings. I'm completely honest with it. I like teaching people. I like being the guy that's figured it out and then be able to distill it down and show somebody else, and that does it for me. I'm being honest. That's just me. Everybody likes to do that. But I also understand that when I'm talking to another prospect, when I'm talking to a prospect, that is not the time to be in that mode. The mode to be in then is to find out what that person needs to be able to come on board. And everybody's different. What will happen is, especially when you're new and you're figuring all this stuff out, you're not paying attention to them. You're thinking about you. What did I need to know before I got started? I needed to know this, and this. And some of you got a very long list that's just paper and paper and paper and paper of all the different things that they needed to know. That's cool. Whatever works for you. That doesn't mean the other person needs to know all that stuff. Okay? I use the example of a proposal. When somebody goes out to do a proposal, what do? They bring something really, really shiny. Chances are they probably fed the other person a couple of drinks to knock down their barriers. Then they pull out this fat diamond ring. They get down on one knee, and what do they say? Here's the deal, babe. I'm going to be married to you for probably the next 40, 50, 60, maybe 70 years. You're going to have to deal with me on a daily basis for the rest of your life. I'm going to get old. I'm going to get fat. I'm going to probably make funny noises when I sleep. What do you say? You all in? No, they don't do that. What do? It's marketing. The best marketing plan ever. Show a shiny, fancy, fat rock, and they say yes. You say as little as possible, and you get the hell out. That's what you do in a proposal. Some of you are over here getting down on one knee and telling them all this stuff and on and on. Is it all factual? Absolutely. Folks, we're in marketing. We want them to try the stuff, okay? People do, and that's the other thing. It'd be one thing if we did it different than everybody else. People go to Whataburger, they get a big old fat burger and fries with the ketchup and the Dr. Pepper and all the chemical and all the stuff that comes in that, and they don't think another thing. But all of a sudden, we get here, and we got to explain all the contents of what's in this stuff. You need to treat this in the same fashion. If you don't make this weird, they're not going to make it weird. People say, oh, you got to know all the stuff in there. I had a complete stranger. I've talked to him one time on the phone. David Daniel meets up with a guy, has him come over to the house. He comes to the house. He loves the house. We're sitting down at the dining room table. I grabbed 2 sunrises out of the refrigerator on my way there. I set one in front of him. I grab one. I open it up. I drink it. I don't say a word. He looks at me. He looks at it. He grabs it, opens it up, does the exact same thing I do. I could have sat there and told him all the stuff that was going to be in it. And then we're going to get into a conversation about what we need to do and what we don't need to do. No, we're in marketing. We want him to try it. When he tried it, what did he do? Hot damn, that's pretty good. That's what we do in this business. So some of y'all are sitting there making stories up, telling yourselves how this person can do this, that, or the other. That's not what we're here for. Our job here is to get them to try it. Do you feel that what we offer is the best stuff on the planet? If you don't, then we need to have another discussion. And I'm good with that. Your belief isn't there. But most of you wouldn't be on this thing if you don't believe we got the best stuff in the world. Then why, in God's name, would you not try to get them to take it by any means necessary? To the point of, I'm not saying roofie them and then, pour it down their mouth or anything. But I'm saying get it down their mouth. Get it there. When they're ready to join the business, what's that going to do? That person is going to go out and hand this to another person. And the possibilities of the butterfly effect of what that can do, rippling through history, comes into play. Or you can tell yourself a story on why this person can't do this for whatever made up freaking reason that's in your head. What do we do in this business? We peak and we pass. When they're ready, we enroll them. And we go on to the next one. Boil this down, condense it down to the simplest thing of what we do, and then go out there and do it. Okay? Awesome. All right. We are way past time. I appreciate everybody sticking on. I appreciate everybody's participation. I appreciate all the questions that were there. I hope you guys got value out of this. If you got value, give me a thumbs up. Sweet. Awesome. All right. Very good. Then we are going to open the lines so everybody can say goodnight. I want y'all to work like crazy. Don't wait till the end of the month. Go make full advantage of all the great stuff that they just added. Nothing changed. You keep doing the same thing you've been doing. You just get paid more money for doing the same thing. So with that, y'all have a great night. Love you guys.
I forget.
Awesome.
I just
Night.
consider us
Thank you.
used
Good
to
night.
it.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you
Casey.
for your time, Joanne. Your phone number and your email, please.
Yes, 713-446.